Mmm.
Mmm.
I'm gonna have to edit that out. Wait, so here's another
Alright.
question. Who's gonna be editing the podcast?
I guess I will. Or we can get Zane to. Zane
What,
knows
Taylor?
how to edit with his freaking pirated Sony Vegas. I should probably cut that out as well.
Yeah, I probably can't be saying that.
Can't be saying that. I think he got rid of that because whenever I downloaded it, I got a virus. So I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
So what we?
I gotta be honest with you.
We're doing
Talk about
state of gaming or what?
state of gaming right now. We got Anthem coming up in about 20 days. We got,
Yeah.
I think, a Destiny 2 DLC dropping sometime this month or next month maybe. We got, well, that's about it. Being quite honest
Got
with you.
Borderlands
as I know.
3 supposed to be this year sometime.
Borderlands 3. I'll be honest with you, besides Anthem coming out in 20 days, there's nothing I'm really looking forward to this year. Like,
I'm looking forward to Borderlands. Anthem looks like it's gonna be good if they do it correctly.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on EA right now to do well with Anthem, because I haven't played
All
very many
EA
EA
needs
games.
is money. They don't need game
Yeah.
good. That's one thing make me worry about it is it's got the setup to be an amazing experience. But if they add PvP and split the player base and split their focuses, and then EA needs money because all their other games are flopping, I think that could, set it up for disaster. I don't think BioWare really deserves that. After
5 minutes remaining.
you can go
Honestly,
ahead.
the demo was kind of like it gives you a good taste of what the game's gonna be like, but it was kind of disappointing for me. Like, I thought there'd be maybe a little bit more. I mean, you get like 3 missions and then a dungeon, and then
A little bit of free play.
yeah.
But
the
there's
free play
actually
could've been
supposed to
lot
be a
better.
live event tomorrow on Anthem. What are they called?
What's that all about?
Winter Storms? I don't know what they're called. I think they had them on World of Warcraft. Where, because of the servers being all linked up on Anthem, like if it rains in one world, it's raining in everyone's world. They can do like a live event that pops up for everyone in the world at the same time. And they've been hinting at that on their Twitter and stuff. If you look it up, there's, there's all the bandwagon kids trying to get their views, whatnot, on it. And if they pull that off, I think it would probably recover from the VIP demo that was absolutely terrible. I think it might, let everyone open up. You won't have some people that are like, oh, Destiny's the best. I'm only a Destiny fan. I'm only a Warframe. I think more people will be like, hey, this is actually really good. Everyone in the world is doing this one event at the same time. I think that'd be a cool aspect that hasn't been seen as much as, just looting and shooting. Because that's pretty, beat.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm worried about with Anthem, is the whole looting and shooting thing. Like, there's been a lot of games that have flooded into the market, it seems, that involve looting and shooting. That's just, it's starting to get redundant. Like, we need something new. Like Destiny, it was fun while it lasted. It's just kind of getting a little bit old, a little bit stale. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me on that because people still love Destiny, but it's just, it's not a sustainable game for me. Like, it's not something that I can keep entertaining myself on once I've gotten everything.
Yeah.
So
I think another
Anthem's
part
not like that.
of looting and shooting is like having maximized builds and stuff. You know, everyone's unique. They play their own way. And well, Destiny on the first one, you at least had that a little bit. You know, you could run the supercell with the exotic chest piece that reloaded it and stuff. And there was like somewhat of, you know, I don't forgot the term.
Optimization.
Yeah. But I think what happened in the second one is it's like, okay, you can have this cool gun and this cool piece of armor or whatever, but they ain't gonna work together, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna find two pieces that work together. I feel like people are going into looting and shooting thinking they're gonna, you know, have all kinds of crazy stuff working together. That's why I like Borderlands so much, is you can have a class relic, a normal relic, all dedicated to like one gun type, and there's different elements you can specify in. I'm playing Borderlands right now.
Yeah.
I guess it might be part of the Borderlands 3 hype, but...
You know, I think one of the biggest problems with Destiny 2 right now is they're bringing back a lot of the Destiny 1 exotics, which that's not really a problem, but it's kind of redundant because they've added a lot of new exotics in Destiny 2 that have pretty much outclassed the old exotics. So there's
Telesto.
there's a bad
Wait,
case
was it
of power
Telesto
creep.
in the first one?
Telesto was in the first one, yes. Like,
they nerfed Telesto and make the game fun again.
Like, they pretty much made they made too many broken things. Like, I saw a video earlier today of Esoteric. He was using one of the Titan trees. They did something with the Titan Slam trees, and one of them now, like, if you do the shoulder charge, it gives you super energy back. So now, like, he literally took a video of him running through the entire Whisper of the Worm mission, all the way up to the hole where you go down to the bosses.
Yeah.
He used one Titan super and cleared out all, I think, 3 rooms of enemies with just one super. So they're adding a lot of, like, broken mechanics to these supers, and it's making a lot of the little things in this game kind of redundant, in my opinion. I think that's one of the biggest problems with looter shooters like Destiny. Like Warframe also has a bad case of power creep because they add all kinds of new weapons and stuff that just outclass the way old ones. Like 50% of your guns at least in Warframe are just, they're gonna get replaced and you'll never use them unless you specifically say, oh, I want to use this, use that.
1,000 platinum ribbon.
Yeah.
Just to compete with a new gun that you could throw 3 mods on and have stupid damage.
Uh-huh.
Well, I will give Warframe credit that they've started to take out some of the more broken things. Like, they took out Naramon, where you could be invincible the whole match and have all kinds of stealth bonuses and stuff. I think that was good. Yeah. And I think it made people start going back to thinking about builds at least, you know. Because before, you just get the Atarax, 1 mod, and you're good the whole time.
Yeah, Maiming Strike. I think Warframe's probably been doing the best out of a lot of the major. Well, I don't know if you would consider Digital Extremes a major company. I would.
Oh yeah, they have their
say
own conventions. They might play it off as a small family company, you know, in their streams. But you know that they're making it big right now.
Oh yeah. I think they are probably doing the best job out of a lot of the game producers because
They have the lead.
about a year ago they did a huge weapon balancing patch, and they brought forth a lot of the older weapons and made them actually
Gains the lead.
something you might want to consider whenever you're choosing a loadout. Whereas Destiny, you don't really see that as often, and whenever they do balance something, usually something gets a little bit too buffed or a little bit too much nerfed, and then you don't really see them play that often.
Another thing about that topic is I think part of the issue is Microsoft and Sony themselves, because it seems like the free-to-play games care more because they update more often, you know, Fortnite, Warframe, whatever, but that's because they're not released. Because did you know that if it's in beta or like unreleased stage, they can freely update it? Not freely, but really frequently. But if it's a fully released game, it takes longer to do that. I don't think that should even be a...
I did not know that.
Yeah, I just found that out like the other day. I don't even think that should be like a real thing.
But that's why
these
Warframe
bigger
is still
companies,
in beta or whatever.
that's why all these free games are still like like Fortnite. You really think Fortnite's a beta game? Like, come on.
Oh, no.
The only reason they're still quote unquote like in beta is so they can push out updates every week. Like, if they fully release the game, then those weekly updates they're so famous for wouldn't be a thing. Because they couldn't.
Yeah.
And I think
one of the
all games should be equally, like, should be able to update them whenever you feel like it. You know, the developers.
Yeah. I think one of the funny things about Fortnite doing that is you can pay $60. I think it's $60. Maybe it's less.
I think it's
remember how
40
much
if you're
I
talking
paid
about
for the
Save
game,
the
but-
World.
Save the World, yeah. I would consider that their full game, and you can buy that while it's still in quote beta.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can buy games in beta.
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to fix that.
5 minutes
Because it
remaining. makes
makes the big companies more inclined to just throw in the the balancing updates into like DLCs, you know? Like, why would we struggle with all these papers and stuff if we're having a DLC in 1 month drop that'll be an update to the game? And I think that that mindset shouldn't be even considered when people are paying $60, you know, just to have a better time in their free time. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I tell you what, I'm really hoping that microtransactions in Anthem isn't going to be its downfall. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's been one of the main things that's been brought up whenever I see Anthem videos is microtransactions.
Yeah, it's already dead and whatnot because that leaked screenshot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's already dead. I don't think they would have, you know, as many people on this weekend, you know, as there has been if that was the case.
Yeah. I don't know, I get tired of the microtransaction thing. Like, it's okay to have some, but, you know, a lot of
I think
nowadays are shoving it.
I think it's going too far. Did you know on
Yeah.
Black Ops 4 you can purchase a red dot for your site?
Yep.
For 50 COD
That's
points.
whenever I played,
I'm like,
and I
what?
put that reflex sight on or whatever, I was like, why is my scope like god awful? Like, I hated the reflex sight, and I was like, can I change this to a regular red dot? And I looked, and it was a drop out of a loot box or whatever they are, or you can buy it with COD
now you
points.
can purchase it for 50 COD points. I'm sitting here like, you go to any other Call of Duty, and that's that's like the first site you get for free.
I hope you
It's
cherish
like, oh,
Yeah.
just a red dot site.
to show the
Now you're out
people
here having to
what
buy
life
your
can
sites?
do.
Like, no.
I
No,
make sure you
I don't think.
see all
But
your feeds.
the thing about that is people are buying it. They wouldn't be doing it
Yeah.
if they're not making money. So I think all of the world is against it, but people are still feeding in to them being able to get away with it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think as long as people are buying it, the microtransaction thing's never going to end. Like, it's
It's
just
just
going
gonna
to keep growing and growing.
increasing. Mm-hmm.
And I tell you one
Eventually,
thing,
you're gonna have
I'm
to
a
buy
hype.
your starting character. Like,
Oh yeah.
it is
I
getting out
think-
of hand.
One of the biggest things I'm excited about is Bungie finally getting away from Activision. I'm kind of curious to see
Yeah.
how that's going to play out in Destiny 3. Because I'm doubting they'll do anything major in Destiny 2 since we're almost... Well, we're in year 2 right now. We're almost in year 3. So, not this year, but in 2020, I think we'll be seeing Destiny 3. I think. Yes. In 2020, we'll probably be seeing Destiny 3. And hopefully that'll bring about some good changes, like, you know, getting rid of Eververse, or maybe reworking it to be a little bit better. Which,
At least making
honestly,
it
I don't think
more
Eververse is
easily
that bad
accessible.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'll get on and I'll get, 3 little engrams a week or more.
yeah. I mean, I don't
I
think
think that's-
Eververse is a huge problem, but I think they can do a lot better with the event stuff, because they lock a lot of the event drops behind Eververse, like the Dawning and the
Yeah.
Festival of the Lost. A lot of the stuff was locked behind those engrams. So, I don't know. I think if I were to choose a system of microtransactions that I would prefer, it would definitely be Destiny systems or Warframe system.
Yeah.
Like
I
if
think-
we had a way to trade the currency, it'd be a lot better, I think.
Yeah, and another thing that I don't understand is they can have these really awesome cosmetics in microtransactions, but why don't they add equally, as wanted ones in the normal game? Like,
Yeah.
a big thing I enjoyed about Destiny 1... Where am I going? About Destiny 1 was they went back and added challenges that you could go and do that were actually, fairly difficult, and you could make your character look nice, What were they called? The Prestige? I don't even know what they were called. But anyone who's a Destiny fan is knowing what I'm talking about right now. And you could have the glowy bits on your armor. Now you get on Destiny.
Are you talking about in year
the raid
3?
doesn't even... Yeah. Where they went
Yeah.
back to Crota's End and Atheon and added... Yeah, I think, if you do something that is making your blood pressure extremely high and you're spending hours of your day, then you should be able to get something that someone goes, wow, I want to look like that, just as much as putting in $20. And with Destiny, you can put in time and get the Eververse engrams. So I guess they sort of did that. But I
Yeah.
want more skill-based cosmetics. Really. That's my opinion
I
on
think
it.
they tried to do that in Destiny 2, because if you remember the Prestige Leviathan armor, it had some
Yeah.
glowy bits on it. I
Yeah,
think
but now
that
they
armor
don't
looked
even have
pretty
a
good.
prestige in the newest raid, do
Yeah.
they? There's not even a prestige.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
like what? It's like
I
they're
think-
taking out everything that is making looter shooters what they are. Like you crave getting the loot, and they're just taking it out slowly. It's like,
And going off of that, I mean, when the Prestige Leviathan came out, everyone was max power, and there was no power increase. There was no new weapons at the time. I don't know if there is now. I doubt there is. But the Prestige Ray was basically just there for, oh, you want purple bits on your armor. That's it. And the Prestige raid was significantly harder than the normal raid. So it was mainly just
Yeah,
for bragging
I think-
rights and armor.
yeah.
Purple
I
armor.
think the problem with that is while it was glowy or whatever, it wasn't enough to motivate people to do it. Like you said, it was bragging rights. You know, I want something where I wear it because I want to, not because I'm trying to show Billy down the street, hey, I did the heartbreaker raid. Like, I don't even care about what the armor
Billy,
looks
come
like.
here.
It's just like, hey,
shit,
bro, I did the hard raid. You didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like, holy shit, I need that armor, don't I? Not, well, if I want to make my friends feel bad, I could get it.
I'll tell you what, if they made armor like they did at the, like Solstice of Heroes in Year 3 Destiny 1.
It was genuinely nice. Like, you had no other reason. It wasn't bragging rights to go beat the first raid. You know what I mean? It just looked really good.
Yeah.
Well, did they make it difficult or more difficult?
I think they added challenge modes to each raid that didn't originally have them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
pretty sure there's Vault the Glass challenge modes.
But at the end of the day, they weren't anything, you know, where you're bragging about getting it done, you know. Only reason
I think I remember what they did. So what they did was they added all the challenge modes, and whenever you completed a challenge, it would give you a token, or it would give you an ornament for one of the pieces of armor.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. That's what I was thinking about earlier. I was like, getting the something is the tokens.
Yeah, the ornament.
I was thinking about Embers because I got Dark Souls on my mind. I was like, for Embers to activate your armor? I'm like, nope, that's not the right one. Different game.
I wish I had the mindset to enjoy Dark Souls. I just can't get past the whole raging thing.
Oh yeah. I was gonna keep going, and then I didn't know that if you hit the 2 guards that they fight you forever, and my slow ass isn't skilled enough to kill them. So anytime I spawn in on my character, I got 2 high-level guys eating my asshole out. It's like, okay.
Okay, buddy.
It's like, all right. I ain't starting over doing those 3 bosses that we did. Watch, there's gonna be some Dark Souls try-hards, like 3 bosses. And yes, we're considering the tutorial.
Bosses are easy, scrub.
We're considering the tutorial boss an actual boss, alright, boys? Like, we got 2 bosses.
Oh my god, we spent like an hour on that boss.
For real. Like, I'm not about to go back and do all that to catch up with where my character was. Maybe one day if I'm ever bored, but where I've been so, like, unhappy with games, I've just been on a spending spree trying to find something that I enjoy. So I have, like, infinite games right now to play. I'm so backed up. I am actually enjoying a game called Subnautica. They released, like, a new expansion for all the YouTubers to play, and I seen it, and I instantly remembered how much fun I had on it, and I've been playing that, actually enjoying it. It's like a survival game. It's a single game, and I'm still enjoying it. Like, these days, I usually only get enjoyment out of my friends being stupid and stuff, but yeah, it's a single-player game. It's a survival one. It's all underwater, so it makes it really unique. And it's on a different planet, so it's not like Earth underwater. There's crazy aliens and stuff. Really.
Did you say there was like some performance issues one day at school? Didn't you say there was like once you get to a certain point, it starts lagging real bad?
You should have heard the other team's
that was in the pre-release version for $20 that I had before. But they recently, I don't know if it's recently, but whenever I looked at it, the full game is out now on console, and there's a bunch of performance fixes, and I haven't gotten to the point where, like, I felt like I couldn't play anymore yet in the new one, which I would have hit that issue by now. Because the point I was talking about is to get the main, I think it's called the Cyclops, it's like the main big submarine. The parts are in a certain area, and you would go to the area, and the animals wouldn't be there, and they would be black squares swimming around, and it could cause your game to crash if too many got on your screen. But I haven't seen any black squares. I think they're doing great on the optimization of console. Because they have, like, it's a lot of movement, you know, it's underwater, so you got all the plants, you know, moving around. If you're near the surface, you have the entire surface of the ocean moving. There's a lot of stuff for, you know, my normal Xbox to process. But yeah, it's actually been really enjoyable, pretty smooth.
Huh.
That's coming from a guy who lags on Minecraft on an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing pretty good on there. And the graphics are really impressive too.
Might have to give
for
it
a
shot.
$30 game.
$30.
But yeah, their new expansion is it's like an Arctic version of the world. And yeah, it's called Below Zero or Sub-Zero or something like that. And it's in very early stages, but big YouTubers like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye are playing it. You know, they got Let's Plays out.
Yeah.
There's like 2 hours of gameplay, I think someone said, in that version of it, which isn't that much, but it's just like a small expansion onto the big game.
They must really
Maverick, let me ask you this real quick.
The hive do
What?
require precise conditions for their rituals.
Have you included your audio in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you restart the stream?
No, I didn't.
I don't want to check.
Another day, another night.
Yeah, I have it
demoralizing
included.
defeat for
I
the
hope it
hive.
actually is
Okay, we're
included.
I've
good.
lost count of your victories, but I know
We're good.
there will be many more.
Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Just
give
got hit by a
Subnautica
mortar.
a try, I think.
Well, it's not, you know, these new games like Anthem has a waypoint on every small thing, you know. It's not like that. Like, you get thrown in, your ship crashes, you know, and you're the only survivor. Like, it doesn't tell you anything else. It gives you, like, a crafting table, I guess, so to say, and you can check the
So it's
items
kind of like
you can
Minecraft
craft.
and Terraria. Like early versions of Minecraft and Terraria where nobody knew what the hell they were doing.
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
you
I
can
kinda
get
like
in the
that.
crafting table, and you can see I need, like, one of the things is cave sulfur, right? And you're like, okay, I need cave sulfur. Let's go look for cave sulfur. You get out of your pod, you're like, what the fuck is cave sulfur? You know? And then you gotta go exploring, and then you end up finding something that'll scare the shit out of you because there's aliens, you know, or you'll find a cool area that you might want to build your base, your starting base. And then as you're naturally exploring for other things, you find, you know, things you're not even looking for. And then before you know it, you know, 3 hours in, you have a submarine blueprint. And you're like, well, I guess it's time to build it, you know? And it just, like, I never got to the end point of the game when I played it the first time. And that was only because my, you know, console issues, like, it couldn't run. Because there's, like, you get deeper and deeper in the ocean, and they add more and more exotic biomes, and you got crazy plants, and my poor little Xbox just couldn't get very far. But Jacksepticeye has like hours and hours of the original game on his YouTube channel. Like he replayed it like 3 times. Like he publicly says it's his favorite game. And before Jacksepticeye, like no one knew about it. It's a small Australian company, you know.
Yeah.
And then Jacksepticeye played it, and everyone was like, "Holy shit, we found a jewel!" Like, you know.
Yeah.
And now it's one of his most played games on his channel. And then Markiplier got into it. I think PewDiePie played it. Like, it's been covered by some pretty major people.
Yeah. I'll definitely get in there and give me a good taste of that game. Because
I will admit, I had the occasional Wikipedia search on how to do something. But alright, I'll admit this. I stuck really close to the spawn because once you get out of your nice little sweet spawn area, it just like can dip off into hundreds of meters of just nothing but ocean water. And you look down and there's darkness. And then you'll hear a fucking like moan of a creature that sounds like it wants to eat you. And I was like, nope. Not
so
today.
The world's like randomly generated?
No. It's
So
like
one,
the same
one set
world.
world.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, it has a storyline. I don't want to call it a storyline, but you get these PDAs, and it was of like previous people who were on the planet, and there's like old bases and stuff, and you can kind of track it. It's kind of like a story, and then it eventually leads you to a point that I won't say because I want you to get to see it if you play it and be like, wow, this is crazy. But it gets to a certain point where the story like picks up and it's like, okay, you're a main character, you know. But up until that point, it's very like, you can pick up the PDAs and they don't, like they go away. But if you read them, then it's like, oh, this was, you know, people actually living here, communicating with each other, doing this. I won't say what they're doing, but they're on the planet.
Yeah.
And then if you follow their tracks, then eventually you get to a certain point. And yeah, it can be cool in that aspect.
I'll have to give it a shot, because right now I'm just kind of hopping between games.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes there can be stutters, but overall I haven't got to the point where it's unplayable. Like entering the little pod that they sent, like that you came out of the ship in, your little survival pod, sometimes you can lag really bad going in or out of it. But other than that, I haven't like ever froze. I have froze going in and out, like not to the point where I need to reset the game, but it kind of just stutters for a second, and then it continues, but overall it's pretty enjoyable.
Yep. I just can't wait till Anthem. I hope it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a bust.
I hope they do the masterwork and the, you know, legendary correctly, the gear. Because right now it's seeming like a good system, you know, you can get certain stats, stack them on top of each other. The higher difficulties, you get to see the exact stats that they're higher than you and stuff. I really enjoyed that aspect.
Yeah, I'm honestly haven't really watched that many videos on Anthem. I've watched a couple of like reviews just to see what other people are thinking about the game, but honestly about the game itself, I haven't really looked at much.
Yeah, there's
The
not that
masterwork
much.
stuff, no idea.
Well, it's
No
basically
clue.
just like, it has really high stats, but occasionally it can have a prefix that gives it a specific perk, kind of like an exotic on Destiny. Not to, you know, compare games, that I don't want to get anyone, you know, triggered. But it's basically like that, and then the legendaries, I don't know, because there's only been 2 legendaries like announced to the world, so there's not that much known. But it seems like they're more along the lines of exotics too, just really strong ones, I guess.
Yeah.
And everyone's freaking out like, oh, this game isn't even going to be fun because of, look how strong the gear is. And then I'm sitting here like, yeah, you think that piece of gear's strong, but have you ever thought about 3,100% extra damage and health on the enemies? Like, that's going to tickle them. You're going to need a lot of that. But
And how you go to the difficulty settings, and one of them's like required or recommended masterwork level javelins. Okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of like stuff like that. I like the difficulty curve. Give me a reason to grind that stuff. And be able to see, like, that's another thing. Be able to equip all this stuff and be able to see the difference, because, you know, you get on Destiny and get all this powerful gear, and the only thing that's really different about it is, you know,
the looks,
perks, the looks, and
the looks
maybe
and the small
slight
perks.
perk differences. Yeah. Warframe, I'd say there is a difference between. Well, actually, there's a big difference between starting out and whenever you're overpowered.
Yeah.
That's not directly
And
because of the
how,
weapons, it's mainly because of the mods.
Yeah, and another thing that I really like about Warframe is you get to see the exact percentage of, you know, what it's doing to your equipment with the mods. And on Destiny, it's like, faster melee. It's like, okay, how much faster? We talking 0.0001 seconds faster? Because that ain't that great, you know. It just says faster.
It gives you a little bar.
Good luck.
It gives you that, and then it gives you a little sliding bar on the side that gives you no percentages or anything. Okay.
It's
And
just
then there's like
I'm
little
sure people
hidden
have
stat
number
values.
crunched it and seen like how much it actually does, but if I gotta go out of my way to do some college level research on numbers and how fast my melee is on a game, is it even like that's why? Why can't we just show exact numbers? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe some people love not knowing what their upgrades are actually upgrading. But on Anthem, it says 763 extra health. You know, the straight exact amount. It doesn't bullshit. It's not like 5% extra health. You know, well, there are percentages, but percentages are better than just the word, you know, faster or, you know, lower damage taken. At least they give a percentage.
Yeah. Do you know if... I honestly didn't really pay that much attention to the stats and stuff on Anthem. Didn't they give, like, little, like, percentage values that each, like, component or whatever adds to the actual javelin? I think they did.
There's direct stats like health and stuff, and then I think their system is health. They give exact numbers, and damage and cooldown times is percentages on the armor. I'm not really complaining about that.
Yeah.
I think that's the route they're going with it, as far as that.
Which I'm okay with that if it works the way I think it would, because with direct numbers, you know, that's a set amount, but with percentages, like, it'll scale based off of those set numbers you already have.
Yeah.
Especially if those set numbers grow, like, with levels and stuff, which I'm pretty sure they will.
Well, yeah, and another reason why I like the damage being a percentage is because the weapons and stuff that you pick up, they have damage numbers attached, like you said, right? But I don't think, there isn't any armor in the game, you know? So, basically the components is to deal with your health and stuff.
I wonder if the javelins themselves will be, like, master workable and all that stuff. Like, I wonder if they'll have a tier value. Like, not the armor pieces, but, like, the javelin level itself.
Well, I know there is, but not in the way you're thinking. Because if you have all blues equipped, then it says rare Colossus, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
because my Colossus, I had on all greens and above, and it said my Colossus was an uncommon Colossus. I think if they're going to have that in place, I don't think you can actually like deal with the javelin itself, because that would just get confusing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a rare Colossus, but I have Masterwork Colossus level. It's like, what?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just running around on Destiny right now, killing Hive, trying to get this last word.
And Taylor
Anthem.
going through Borderlands, struggling, going down 3 times on one enemy. But hey, I love it.
Very
love
nice.
every second of it.
Oh yeah. Every second gets us closer to Anthem, so that's good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this or wrap up this you know, video.
Alright.
Any last words?
I hope Anthem isn't shit.
Feel you on that one. Oh, I just got a Duke. Anthem better not be Dookie. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Gee.
Watch it not.